Hello everyone. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Mnaweza nisikia?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, today, this evening we are going to talk about performance in highway. Mm, Under our subtopic, we have setting out an equipment according to contract documents. When we talk of setting out, in building works, setting out is to bring the dimensions from a plan to a illustration. That is when we use it in building works. So under this subtopic, we're just going to discuss about contract documents. So under contract documents, the contract documents act as a blueprint for the project outlining the agreed upon scope, specification and requirements. Mnanielewa hapo? So in building works, we have building and civil works, we have contract documents. These documents are the ones that are used in the civil and building works. They are always necessary because they help in carrying out the works that are needed there. So these documents often include detailed list of necessary tools and equipment needed for various stages of the project. They may also specify performance, standards, safety, certifications, and any specific brands or models required. Is there anybody with a question? Anyone with a question? So I continue.
Yes.
So I hope until to that point tunapatana. And then we have the selection process. The selection process for these documents is based on the information in the contract documents. Engineers or project managers select the most suitable tools and equipment. So all that process that is always needed for the contract documents to be done, it will depend on the criteria that one will use. So these criteria are the ones designed by the people doing that work. So you will design the documents, but depending on how it's done, there is that particular way that it is done. So you'll use that particular way that it's done to do yours. So they are always necessary during the project works. And then we have the this selection process. It considered factors like task requirement, the specific function and capabilities needed to complete the task at hand. So that is when you talk about task requirement. Then we have technical specification. Under technical specifications, we have compatibility with material, size constraints, and power requirements outlined in the contract. That is under technical. So the technical part might also, there are those technicalities that are involved. The technicalities involved in that process. So we'll consider that. Then we go to the next one. We have safety consideration. Under safety consideration, it ensures the equipment is safe, operate, and meets all necessary safety regulations. So the equipment that we'll use during this process, this contract period process, it must also have the safety part. The safety parts help one to at least do what is required. The next one we have availability and cost. So when selecting the equipment that is readily available and fits within the project budget. So when we are doing this process, we must also take care of the cost. So the cost that will be involved during this process, it's also very okay that it should be considered, because as much as you use the high cost of the material and other things, it will, as much as the structure will be okay, but pocket wise the person will not be okay. So at least one should consider availability and cost. And availability, we can also talk of the materials. There's those materials, when we do the buying, you consider the cost of the materials, where you'll get them, and the prices, and then you use the most cheapest ones. As much as you'll do the correct thing, but you use the readily available and the cheapest materials that are there. We go to the next one. The next one, we have completion requirements. So under, we have talked about selection process, we talked about contract selection process, then we have now the completion part. Using the appropriate tools and equipment is crucial for meeting the completion requirements of engineering works. The requirements typically involve, so those requirements that are used, we have the accuracy, completing tasks to the specified tolerances and dimensions. And then we have another one, quality, delivering a finished product that meets the agreed upon quality standards. So when we talk about the quality, we have that the standard that the client or the owner will want after the work is done. So at least when the work is done, there is that quality. One, appealing to the eye. Two, at least the one that even if you will refer other people to do for you. So the quality is also necessary when doing all that work. We have the next one, we have safety. Maintaining a safe working environment for workers and the surrounding area. So where that work will be done, at least safety should be realized. The safety helps to at least stop one from getting injuries. So it's necessary. We can also use the safety material, safety boots, protectives, and the rest. It helps, such like. Then we have the timeless, completing the project within the designated frame. So when you talk of timelessness, the work, there is that specific time that that work should be done. So as much as you're doing the work, there are some other things that might also come during that process. So you try to again work within that specified time. As much as you work through that during that time, you make sure you maintain the quality, safety, and all that is required during that work to at least deliver a good work that meets the client desires. And then that will be the end of my presentation. I thank everyone for having created their time to at least join the meeting. Anybody with a question? Anyone with a question?